Hey friends! Alrighty, so I'm about to tell you the story. The story of Purple Flurple. But before I do, please like, subscribe, ring that bell, share this video out everywhere you can. Follow me on the Twitters at Brainiac420. Follow me everywhere else at a nerd and over 40. And let's get into the story. Alright, so our story starts out with little Jimmy having been constantly getting in trouble for being late to school, knowing that he has to be there on time or he will have to repeat the third grade. Little Johnny's like, all right, I can't be repeating the third grade. All my friends are going off to the fourth grade. I'm not about to be stuck here. I'm getting up early. I'm going to school. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to make it to the fourth grade. So Johnny goes to bed early. Like, he gets a shower in, brushes his teeth. He does everything, goes to bed. He's up early. He's looking clean for school. Backpack on, ready to go. He heads out the door. He's on his way to school. He's going to get there with time to spare. All of a sudden, Johnny comes across this big dog. Johnny doesn't know this big dog. And this big dog looks mean as can be. We're talking the meanest Rottweiler Doberman mix you could think. Like, this thing's all like... Johnny's like, I don't know. Or Jimmy's like, I don't know. It might have rabies. I need to go. I need to go. Jimmy runs. All right? Jimmy just runs for days. He's ducking, diving, jumping over frickin' fences. He's doing everything he can to get away from this dog because it looks mean. He finally accomplishes it. He's away. The dog got lost. He doesn't know where he is, he knows where he is, but he doesn't know where the dog is. All right, so school's that way. Little Jimmy starts walking. Comes across the sign. Never seen this sign. It's all pretty colors. So many just different intricate designs. And says, Purple Flurple. Jimmy doesn't know what's going on. He's just like mesmerized. All of a sudden, Jimmy realizes he needs to go now or he's going to be late for school. Well, Jimmy runs. Finally makes it to school. But he makes it literally a minute late. Teacher goes, Jimmy, you're late. Go to the principal's office. Crap. Can I at least explain what happened? All right. What happened, Jimmy? Well, you see, if I'm late again, I'm going to have to repeat the third grade. So, last night, I took my shower, brushed my teeth, went to bed super early, got up this morning, made sure I was clean as truck for school, I looked good to go. I go out the door, and I, walking down the street and come across this big old dog. I mean, it looked like it had rabies, gonorrhea, herpes, everything mixed together. It looked like it was like a Rottweiler, Doberman, German Shepherd, Chihuahua combined into this big monstrosity of mean. So I started running away. I was like, oh my god. I was dipping, diving, jumping over fences. I finally got away. And then when I was on my way to school, I came across the most amazing sign I'd ever seen. It was all these amazing colors, different designs. I was mesmerized. What did the sign say, Jimmy? Purple Flurple. Jimmy, I gave you this chance to clear your name. I was about to actually be fine. But that type of language will not be tolerated in my classroom. Go to the principal's office now. Jimmy, confused, goes, what? But I don't even, just go. Jimmy goes to the principal's office. Principal's like, Jimmy, now I understand you're late, but that's not why you were here in my office. I'm saying that you're here in my office for foul language. I didn't say anything wrong. All I said was, what happened? All right, so basically, you know how if I'm late again, I'm going to have to repeat the third grade. So last night, I go to bed early. I'm good to go, clean teeth, brush, so I can sleep all night. And then I got up this morning, got dressed, looked like, we're talking the cleanest of clean, the flyest of the fly. And then, like, went out the door, was walking down the street. I got plenty of time to be to school. I'ma be early. Came across this dog. This is the meanest dog I've ever seen. It was like 3 stories tall. It was like German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Doberman, Pit Bull, Chihuahua, Weenie Dog, all rolled into one. It was this huge monstrosity of just terror, so I ran. I'm ducking, diving, jumping over fences. I'm doing everything I can to get away from this dog, and finally get away from the dog. I could still make it to school on time. So I'm walking, and then I come across this sign, this amazing sign. It had all these beautiful colors I had never seen before, intricate designs. And then, it said this thing that the teacher got mad when I told him what it said, and I don't know what it means. Well, what did the sign say? Purple Flurple. Jimmy, you are expelled. You are getting out of my school. You are no longer welcome here at this school or any school. I'm going to write the school's superintendent for this area, and you're not going to be allowed in any school ever again. Go home. I never want to see you ever again. So Jimmy goes home. He's like, oh man, what did I do, man? I don't even know what it means. So Jimmy goes home, sees his mom. His mom's like, Jimmy, what are you doing home? You're supposed to be in school. Jimmy's like, yeah, I know. I got expelled, and I don't even know why. Jimmy's mom looks at him. Okay. Well, can you explain to me what happened? Jimmy's like, all right. So, you know how when I was told if I'm late anymore, I'm going to have to repeat the 3rd grade. So last night, I went and made sure to, take a shower, get my teeth brushed, get cleaned up, and everything, go to bed. So this morning I could be fly and be out the door on time, which I was. I was looking good to go for school. And the next thing I know, as I'm walking down the street, I found Dogzilla. The biggest dog I'd ever seen. It was literally as big as 3 houses combined. And we're not talking small houses. We're 3-story tall houses combined in just big monstrosity of a dog. It looked like it was Pit Bull, German Shepherd, Chihuahua, Weenie, Rot, Pit, you name it, it was there. It was the meanest dog you'd ever seen. I ran. I didn't know what to do. I just ran. I was ducking, diving, jumping over fences. I was getting up and under cars. I was doing everything I had to do to get away from this dog. Finally, I got away. Man, I could still make it to school on time. I can make it. So I start walking to school, and then I come across this sign. This amazing sign. All sorts of pretty colors and so on and so forth. Looked amazing. And then, I realized I was late to school because I got caught up on the sign, so I ran to school. And then the teacher, asked me what happened. Why was I late? And I explained to the teacher what happened. And then the teacher, sent me to the principal's office. When I explained it to, the teacher, then the principal asked me what happened. When I explained it to the principal, he kicked me out of school. He literally, every school. I can't go to school anywhere in this town now. And then so now here I am, and I'm explaining it to you. And his mom goes, oh, okay, well, what did the sign say? Purple Flurple. Young man, I will not tolerate that language in this house. You go up to your room right now. And when your father gets home, I want you to tell him what you told me. Jimmy goes up to his room. He's like, great. I'm in trouble. All right, whatever. Dad'll listen. Dad's the logical one. He's generally good. I'm not going to be in trouble. He's going to listen to me, and I'm going to be good to go. Jimmy's dad comes home. Hey there, champ. Your mom told me that you had an incident in school today where you're no longer allowed at any school in the area. So, you mind telling me what happened, son? I know it's probably just a big misunderstanding, and we can get it all cleared up with just a few simple words. Explain to me what happened, son. Well, Dad, all right. So you know how I have this whole issue where if I'm late to school anymore, I'm going to have to repeat the third grade. Yes, son, I understand. And you know how I went to bed last night and I made sure like to get cleaned up, get my teeth brushed, do everything I need to do so I can go to sleep early and be up early. Yes, son, I remember. You know how I was up, cleaned up, ready to go. Like my clothes were all together. I looked cool as can be. I was out the door on time and whatnot with plenty of time to spare for school. Yes, son, I remember. Well, on the way to school, I came across this dog, and it was like the biggest, meanest dog I'd done ever seen. Like, it was literally almost as big as one of those, like, literal cranes that like take down skyscrapers and whatnot. Like looked like it was like Doberman, Rottweiler, Pit Bull, German Shepherd, Golden Retriever, Chihuahua, Weenie Dog, Pug mixed with like Hellhound and everything, and like it started chasing me. So I ran. I was ducking, diving. I was climbing fences, hiding under cars. I had to even duck in the sewer. I finally got out. I was away from the dog. And then I had time to still make it to school. And then I came across the sign. It was the most amazing sign I had ever seen. It was full of like all these pretty colors I'd never seen. I think they invented colors for this thing. And it was like intricate designs and it said a weird word I didn't understand. And then I go to school. Like I'm late by like 1 minute. The teacher asks me what happened and I explained to the teacher, all right, so what had happened, and then the teacher sent me straight to the principal's office because he wasn't having that language in his house or in his classroom. The principal sent me straight home once I told him what happened, and he kicked me out of all the schools in the town. And when I told Mom what happened, she literally sent me up to my room. I don't know what happened. Like I'm so confused right now. Well, son, what did the sign say? Purple Flurple. Listen here, I will not tolerate that type of language in my house, boy. You are going to get out of this house. You ain't taking nothing but the clothes on your back. Get out of my house, you get. I never want to see you again, you foul-mouthed little creature, you. Jimmy just runs. Oh my god, I got kicked out of my house. What am I going to do? I'm only in third grade. I don't have any life skills. Well, Jimmy lucks out. He lucks out. He roams the streets for only a couple weeks, but he gets taken in by a gas station owner. The gas station owner, look, Jimmy, you're going to have to work, but you'll be able to stay. You take care of the customers, pump their gas, get their basic needs. Then you come back and you can stay here at the gas station. We'll cover any other basic needs. We'll put some money in an account for you for when you're 18 and, older and whatnot. And you can hopefully get you a place of your own and be good to go. All right. Well, Jimmy was good to go for a few years. Like, the gas station owner never asked him any questions. Jimmy's literally, like, riding this gig for about a good decade. He's like, life's finally getting going good. He's got his own place now. He's like 20. He's starting to get things going good. Finally, one day, the gas station owner goes, Jimmy, I never asked you. I always did kind of wonder. How'd you get put in that situation at such a young age? Jimmy's like, I don't know, man. I don't really want to go into that. That's kind of a bad issue. I'm telling you. I'd rather not say. Come now, Jimmy. You've been at my gas station for a decade. I took you in when you didn't have I need to know. Come on, man. It's the least you could do for me. All right, dude. So, I was in third grade. I was told that if I was late anymore, I would have to repeat the third grade. All my friends would go off to the fourth grade. I would stay there. So, I go to bed early. I take a shower, brush my teeth. I get myself, into bed early. and up early. I get cleaned up. I looked good, man. I was good to go. I was squaring away, brother. Like, you have no idea. Then I'll go out the door. Walking down the street. I got plenty of time to get to school, man. I'm going to make it. 4th grade, here I come. Then I saw the biggest dog I'd ever seen. Like, this thing was a literal, and I mean a literal skyscraper. It was so big. It was like, I kid you not, like German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Pit Bull, Doberman Pinscher, Golden Retriever, Greyhound, Chihuahua, Wiener Dog, Pug, like, you name it, rolled into one. It was like the most military hybrid evil thing, just big as can be for no reason, and it started chasing me. So I ran. I started dipping, diving, ducking under freaking cars, jumping fences. I dumped in a sewer. I had to jump in a freaking river to get away from this thing, all right? But I was able to get away. I still had time to get to school. Gonna make it, yeah! Alright, walking along. Next thing I know, I came across this big old sign. It was gorgeous, man. All these colors, like, I mean, there's colors I hadn't seen. I mean, when I say they had to make some, like, I mean, they made some, and, like, they had to make, like, deals with aliens to figure out some of these colors that they had on this thing. But I realized I was running late, so I ran to school. I was late by 1 minute. And teacher asked me what happened. Well, I explained to the teacher what happened. And the teacher just was like, I will not tolerate that type of language in my classroom. Go to the principal. So I go to the principal. I explained to the principal what happened. Principal's just looking at me like, okay. And then it's like, I will not tolerate that language in my school or any school in this district. I'm making sure that you will never go to any school in this town ever again. You know what? The state. Like, I am banned from school ever again in this state. Like, I cannot attend any school, college, anything. So I go home. Like, I explained to my mom what happened. She's like, okay. Then when, I got to the end, she's like, go to your room. I don't want to hear anything else. When your father gets home, he's going to deal with you. My dad who's normally really logical. My dad who's the most, like, friendly and approachable guy ever. The most understanding individual you could ever meet. When I explained to him what happened, he was cool. When I got to the end, he kicked me out of his house and told me never to come back. That's the last time I saw my parents. Huh. Well, what did the sign say? No. Son, I'm a gas station owner. I've heard it all. Ain't nothing you could say to me that'd offend me. I don't know, man. Does it seem to piss everyone else off? Son, trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Purple Flurple. I'm going to give you 1 minute to get out of my store before I grab my shotgun from under the counter and put it in your mouth and pull the trigger. No, son, I don't, but you just said no, I don't care what you say. Get out of my store! Get out now! Jimmy gets in the car. Gone. Never saw Jimmy again. Alright. Jimmy couldn't find a job, but he lucked out. Alright. Lost his apartment and everything because he didn't have any more money in savings, but he did find a job in a carnival. Didn't really have much, had to sell his car to try to keep the roof over his head, and when that failed, he had just lucked out and gotten this carny job. He's like, yeah, okay. Alright, good to go. He was the guy that gets shot out the cannon. It sucked. He had days where he was sore, sprained muscles and this, that, and the other. But it was a living. He wasn't hurting. Things were starting to get good. The various carny folk had welcomed him and made him feel like part of the family. All right. And Little Jimmy just kind of goes around the country doing this for a good decade. He's in his 30s now. He's like, hey, life's all right. May not be as good as it could have been, but you know what? Hey, I'm good to go. I'm going to take it. I'm surrounded by carny folk. Life ain't that bad. Things could be always worse. Hey, I'm good to go. One day, one of the clowns that Jimmy had befriended goes, so, Jimmy, how'd you end up a carny? Like, this is kind of weird. Like, you don't talk about your past or anything. You just kind of do your thing. Every time someone tries to ask you and whatnot, you just kind of like duck the question. So, what's the deal here? Bro, I really don't want to say. Like, I'm just gonna be outright with you. Trust me. It's better you don't know, because every time I've told the story, nothing but tragedy has befallen me immediately after. Yeah, welcome to Life as a Carny. So, what's the story? Nah, bro, seriously, I'm good. Bro, listen, there's guys here that we suspect killed a man. Alright? Trust me, whatever you're running from can't be any worse than that. Alright. So, basically, when I was in 3rd grade, I was told that if I was late one more time, I would have to repeat the 3rd grade. All my friends go to the 4th grade. I would stay in the 3rd. I would have to do that whole thing over again. I was not about to. So, I go to bed early. Get my shower in, brush my teeth, we're good to go. Get up early. I'm ready for the next day. Like, I get all looking clean as can be for school. I'm fresh as truck, mother trucker. I go out the door. I got plenty of time to get to school. Then I see it. The biggest dog I have ever seen. Like, this thing towered skyscrapers. It was like a German Shepherd, Pit Bull, Rottweiler, Doberman Pinscher, Golden Retriever, Shih Tzu, Chihuahua, Wiener Dog, Pug, like Golden, like a Greyhound, like you name it. It was in this species. Like, this thing had to be like a secret military project. Like, an alien hybrid made to conquer mankind. And the worst part is it started chasing me, so I started running. I was ducking, diving. I was jumping over literal fences, under cars. I had to jump into a sewer. Literally, that didn't stop him. I ran and had to dive into a river. It carried me almost out to sea, but I made it. I made it back to land, and I was able to get, like, on my way back to school. I was going to be on time. I was going to be good to go. Then I came across it. The most beautiful sign I had ever seen. With colors, every color, like, all the colors. Like, they invented some. Like, they made deals with aliens. Nay, with gods and demons for these colors. I'd never seen the word before, all the intricate designs. I realized I was about to be late for school, so I ran. I got to school. I was late, though, by 1 minute. When the teacher asked what happened, I explained to the teacher everything, like every detail that went down. Got sent to the principal's office at the end. When I explained to the principal what went down, every exact detail, the principal sent me home. Kicked me out of every school in the state. Like, we're talking, I will never be able to seek higher education ever. Like, in the state. I have to go to, like, any other state in the, like, country. But here, no, I can't get a higher education. I can't even get my GED. I can't do anything. All right? But then, when I got home, my mom, like, asked me what happened. Why was I home? So I explained it to her. And then at the end of that, she literally told me to go to my room. Wait till my father got home. My dad got home. My dad is like one of the most logical dudes you could ever meet. Like, when I explained it to him, Every detail. I expect him to be like, well, man, that is not correct. Let's fix this. No, instead my dad kicked me out of the house and told me never to come back. I have never seen my parents since then. I lucked out though. I got taken in by a gas station owner. He let me literally live at the gas station until I was old enough to get a place of my own, put money in the bank for me, gave me room and board while all I had to do was work at the gas station. Did that for a good 10 years. I had my own place, car, everything was going good. Then when I finally told him what happened, he literally fired me, told me to never come back if he saw me again. He was running me out of the store with his shotgun. I kid you not, it was bad. So here I am. I lost everything because I was not able to get another job because I don't have an education, don't have a GED, don't have anything. Just that job. And yeah, so I finally got a job as the guy getting shot out of a cannon here at this carnival. Now you're up to speed. Huh. That is kind of a, wow. That sucks, bro. Everyone, really just straight up treated you bad. But what did the sign say? No, see, that's why I gotta draw the line because, I'm done. Jimmy. We're carnies. We hear worse on the daily than what most people could even imagine. Please, try me. It can't be that bad. Jimmy sat there for a moment, thought about it, and went, okay. The sign said purple Flurple. The clown just stood there with that Arnold Schwarzenegger side eye, okay, I don't know what to say, I don't know what I mean. But secretly, he was like, all right, I'm going to get this mother trucker. You bring that type of language around here. Talk to the guy that operated the cannon. Right when they were doing that next show, they had aimed it straight up. Literally as far as they could. Packed it as full, as much pressure as they could. Boom! Boom! Jimmy goes flying. Jimmy thinks he's dead because he's literally... Oh, we're talking reaching heights that man was not meant to go. And just as he thinks he's about to die, he dink happens to land right on the wing of a plane. The pilot sees him, old timer, sitting there out taking his plane for... Old timer gets back to the airport, gets the plane down, lands. Jimmy's like, oh, thank you, old timer. I thought I was a dead man. Tell me, son, what were you doing up there anyway? I mean, it's kind of an odd place to find a young man. And Jimmy's like, it's just not worth knowing. Son, let's get you cleaned up. Get some food in you, then you're going to tell me the story. I don't care what you got to say, I'm an old man. I literally just brought you back down to earth on the wing of my plane. And so I'm going to need you to tell me, how'd you get up there? Jimmy's like, all right. Gets cleaned up. Gets in his hotel room, food in him. Old timer ordered a pizza. And Jimmy's... All right. You ready for this, old timer? Okay, Jimmy, now tell me the story and take your time. All right. So when I was in 3rd grade, I was told that if I am late anymore, I'm going to have to repeat the 3rd grade. All my friends are going to go off to the 4th grade. I'm going to have to repeat the 3rd. I'm going to not get the luxury of being there with my friends when they graduate because I'm going to have to wait a year because I decided to be late all the time. So I go to bed early. I get shower in, everything, toothbrush. I'm good to go asleep. Get up. Get around for school. I looked clean. I was ready to go. I was about to be, how everybody doing today? The freshest man in school has arrived. But right as I go out the door and get down the street a bit of ways, I came across like the biggest dog I had ever seen. Like this had to been like literally an alien hybrid dropped on Earth designed to wipe out all of mankind. Because it was like German Shepherd, Poodle, Pit Bull, Doberman Pinscher, Rottweiler, Shih Tzu, Chihuahua, Greyhound, Golden Retriever, Mixed Lab, like everything, Pug, like everything in this dog. And it was like big as almost like a moon or something. I couldn't describe how big it was, and it just started chasing me. So I ran. I was literally like ducking, diving over fences, under cars. I jumped into the sewer. I had to dive into a river and swim. I almost got dragged out to the sea. Like I was out there, but I pulled myself back in, got on land. It was like land. But I was free. I'd gotten away from the dog. I had time. Still had time to make it to school on time. But as I'm going, I come across this sign. It was the most beautiful sign I'd ever seen. Full of colors. Every color. Infinity color. We're talking deals was made with gods, demons, whoever needed, aliens, you name it. All of the above, yes, is the answer to create some of these colors. Introduced, designed, everything. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Then I'd realize I'd been late. So I ran to school, got there a minute late. Teacher asked me what happened. I explained to the teacher everything in detail. Teacher sent me to the principal's office. I explained to the principal what happened. Everything in detail. Principal sent me home, kicked me out of every school in the literal country. We're talking, it's global. I am not allowed to attend any school on the planet ever. I am not allowed to seek any type of higher education in this country or any other country. Anywhere. I don't know how he did it, but he made sure I would never get beyond a third grade education and an incomplete one on top of that. But anyway, I go home, and then my mom, my sweet mother, she decides she wants to hear the story, so I tell her, and I'm like, Mom's sweet, she won't overreact. She immediately sends me to my room, telling me wait till my father gets home. Then my dad, my most logical, understanding, kind-hearted dad, when he hears, he will be like, it's just a big misunderstanding. And what happened? No, it wasn't this is a big misunderstanding. No, it was get out of my house and never come back again. I never want, he was literally sicking the dogs on me and running me out with a shotgun. Then I lucked out, though. I lucked out, and I got a job at a gas station. Guy took me in, literally gave me a bank account, where they were storing money for me till I turned 18, roof over my head there at the gas station. I just had to work there. I was good to go. 10 years pass. I got my life together, apartment, car, you name it. I even had a girlfriend. He asked me how I got there, and I told him thinking I'd be fine. Well, he ran me out of there. He literally, something out of, a Schwarzenegger movie where he just... I'm just running for dear life, trying to get out there in my car. Just gone. All right. Well, I lucked out. I may have lost everything, but before I got, completely homeless, I got a job at a carnival. Room and board included. So I was good to go. Worked there for another 10 years. I was the guy that got shot out of the cannon. Well, I made the mistake of telling one of the clowns my life story. And apparently he did not take too kindly to what I said. And in turn told the guy who operates the cannon that I get shot out of. And, yeah. Here I am. Huh. Well, tell me, son, what does Shine say? No. Listen, son, I've seen war. There's nothing you can say that'll offend me. And I assure you, a lot of those other men said the same thing to you. But I mean it. I've seen some bad things to mankind. What do I also got to lose? Maybe just take me back up there and drop me. Purple Flurple. You know, man, that's not that bad of a word. I don't know why all those men had a hard time. Don't worry. Listen, son. All right, so you have a good night's sleep, and then in the morning, we're going to get you straightened out. I'm going to tell you what that word means, and you're going to be straightened out. So Jimmy goes to sleep. He sleeps the best sleep he's slept in a long time. He's finally about to learn what this word meant. He gets up, gets dressed, sees the old man across the street. He gets out of his room. He goes and, literally locks up, turns in his key. Sees the old man still hanging out across the street waiting for him. Jimmy goes walking out. Immediately gets hit by a bus. And the moral of the story is always look both ways. Catch you folks on the flip side.